Introductions. Divisions in society have become increasingly apparent in recent years, manifesting in political, cultural, and social arenas. This phenomenon of societal division is complex, with multiple factors contributing to the polarization we observe today. To understand why we are so divided as a society, it is crucial to examine historical, psychological, technological, and socio-political elements that have converged to create this fragmented landscape. What is society? Society is defined as a group of people who share a common identity like values, beliefs, traditions, and culture. Though a society can be diverse and have some subcultures within it, it has a social structure and resides in a specific geographic area. Societies have established institutions for family, economy, government, and religion, providing an order to society through laws. Rules and regulations resolve disputes and maintain order in society. People may share the same culture, language, nationality, or religion which brings them together. Societies can be defined as social, anthropological, or political. This society morphs into a civilization when it becomes more complex and advanced in its cultural and human development. Along with its social and cultural values, it also includes technological, political, and economic progress. Historical context. The mid-20th century, particularly after World War II, saw a period of relative consensus in many Western democracies. Economic growth, social welfare programs, and a shared sense of rebuilding created a more cohesive social fabric. However, this consensus began to erode in the latter half of the 20th century due to various factors. The transition from manufacturing-based economies to service and information-based economies led to significant disruptions. Deindustrialization hit working-class communities hard, causing economic dislocation and social discontent. The civil rights movements, feminist movements, and other social justice movements of the 1960s and 70s challenged the status quo, leading to greater awareness and activism, and sparking backlash from those who felt threatened by these changes. The rise of neoliberal policies in the 1980s, championed by leaders like Ronald Reagan in the United States and Margaret Thatcher in the United Kingdom, emphasized deregulation, privatization, and reduced government intervention. These policies led to greater economic inequality, which has fueled resentment and division. Psychological factors. Humans have a natural tendency to form in groups and out-groups, a phenomenon rooted in our evolutionary history. Social identity theory suggests that individuals derive a sense of identity and self-esteem from their membership in social groups. This can lead to in-group favoritism and out-group hostility. People tend to seek out information that confirms their pre-existing beliefs and ignore information that contradicts them. This cognitive bias reinforces group identity and polarization. When individuals strongly identify with a particular group, whether it's political, religious, or cultural, they are more likely to view members of outgroups with suspicion or hostility. This us versus them mentality is a significant driver of division. The role of emotions. Emotions are crucial in how people perceive and react to societal issues. Fear, anger, and resentment can drive people apart, especially when external factors like media and political rhetoric stoke these emotions. Periods of rapid change and uncertainty, such as economic downturns or societal upheavals, often lead to increased fear and anxiety. These emotions can make people more susceptible to divisive rhetoric and less tolerant of differing viewpoints. Emotions like disgust and moral outrage can deepen divisions by portraying the other side as not just different, but morally wrong. This can lead to dehumanization and a breakdown in civil discourse. Technological influence. With the advent of the internet and social media has transformed how people communicate and consume information. While these technologies have democratized access to information, they have also contributed to societal division in several ways. Algorithms on social media platforms often prioritize content that aligns with users' existing beliefs and interests. This creates echo chambers where individuals are exposed primarily to viewpoints that reinforce their own, leading to greater polarization. The spread of false or misleading information online can exacerbate divisions. Misinformation can create false perceptions and misunderstandings, while disinformation campaigns, often orchestrated for political or ideological purposes, deliberately sow discord. The relative anonymity of the internet can lead to more aggressive and hostile behavior. People are more likely to engage in uncivil discourse and attack others when they feel shielded by anonymity. Sociopolitical dynamics. Political polarization is a significant aspect of societal division, particularly in democratic countries. Partisan politics has become more extreme, with parties and their supporters moving further apart on key issues. In some countries, electoral systems and practices like gerrymandering have contributed to polarization by creating safe districts where candidates only need to appeal to their base rather than a broad constituency. The decline of traditional, broad-based media outlets and the rise of niche media has meant that people can easily find news sources that cater to their specific ideological preferences. This media fragmentation reinforces partisan divides. Politicians and political leaders often use divisive rhetoric to mobilize their base. This can involve demonizing opponents, using fear-based messaging, and emphasizing zero-sum thinking, the idea that one group's gain is another group's loss. Economic inequality. Economic inequality is both a cause and a consequence of societal division. The gap between the rich and the poor has widened significantly in recent decades, leading to increased social tension and resentment. When people feel that the economic system is unfair and that opportunities are not equally available, it breeds discontent. This can lead to divisions along class lines, with different groups advocating for different economic policies. Job insecurity, stagnant wages, and the rising cost of living contribute to a sense of economic anxiety. This can make individuals more susceptible to populist messages that blame their economic woes on other groups, whether it's immigrants, elites, or other outgroups. Cultural and demographic change. Significant demographic changes, such as immigration and changing birth rates, can contribute to societal divisions. These changes can lead to anxiety about cultural identity and social cohesion. Increased immigration can lead to tensions, especially if there are perceptions that immigrants are not integrating or are competing for jobs and resources. Multicultural policies can sometimes be seen as favoring minority groups over the majority, leading to a sense of grievance. In many developed countries, aging populations pose challenges to social services and economic stability. Intergenerational divides can emerge, with younger people feeling that they are bearing the burden of supporting an older population. Cultural identity and values. Cultural identity and values play a crucial role in how people perceive societal changes and their place within society. Differences in values and beliefs can create deep-seated divisions. Conflicts often arise between those who hold progressive values, for example, support for LGBTQ rights, gender equality, secularism, and those who hold more traditional values, for example, religious beliefs, traditional family structures. These cultural conflicts can be particularly pronounced in areas such as education, law, and public policy. Historical and ongoing issues related to race and ethnicity continue to be significant sources of division. In countries with histories of racial inequality, such as the United States, movements like Black Lives Matter have highlighted systemic injustices, while also facing backlash from those who feel threatened by these changes. The role of leadership. Leadership plays a critical role in either bridging divides or exacerbating them. Leaders who adopt inclusive, unifying rhetoric and policies can help heal divisions, while those who use divisive tactics can deepen them. Leaders who emphasize common ground, shared values, and collective goals can foster a sense of unity. Conversely, leaders who engage in fear-mongering, scapegoating, and divisive rhetoric can amplify societal fractures. Policies that promote equality, justice, and social welfare can help address underlying causes of division. In contrast, policies that favor one group over another or fail to address systemic issues can entrench divisions. Addressing societal divisions. The multifaceted nature of societal divisions. Addressing them requires a comprehensive approach that considers economic, social, political, and cultural dimensions. Addressing economic inequality through progressive taxation, social safety nets, and policies that promote job security and fair wages can help reduce economic-based divisions. Promoting education that fosters critical thinking, empathy, and understanding of different perspectives is crucial. Initiatives that encourage dialogue and collaboration between different groups can help bridge divides. Improving media literacy can help individuals critically evaluate information and resist misinformation and disinformation. Encouraging diverse media consumption can also expose people to a broader range of viewpoints. Leaders at all levels need to prioritize inclusivity and work towards policies that promote social cohesion. This includes addressing systemic issues such as racism, discrimination, and inequality. Grassroots efforts to build community and foster social connections can help reduce divisions. Programs that encourage volunteerism, civic engagement, and community participation can strengthen social bonds.